Michael, I mean, this obviously could be key. Can we get our hands on these memos? We just know what was read over the phone from someone close to Comey, from what was in this one memo. But we're talking now about a paper trail. But does it surprise you at all, based on what you know about the former FBI director, that he kept contemporaneous, meticulous, detailed memos?
No, that's part of his job, both as Deputy Attorney General under the Bush administration and as FBI director.
So there's nothing kind of nefarious about it at all. This is the way he operates.
And the way every FBI director should operate. That's actually wrong. Mueller did have handwritten notes of the previous event in 2004 at the Ashcroft Hospital bed, where Bush administration officials attempted to get a very sick attorney general to sign off on a surveillance program. So this is something that's part and parcel of how the FBI acts.
So the House Judiciary Committee that you served on, Liz, voted to impeach 27-11 President Nixon. 6 of the 17 Republicans joining all of the Democrats there. The president lost support of Republicans in Congress now, and this is what I was referencing at the very top of the show. Representative Justin Amash from Michigan said that President Trump they need to consider, at least broach the idea of impeachment. He was asked by The Hill if details in the memo would merit impeachment. He said, if they're true, yes. Congressman Peter King, who I'm sure you know, has a very different take on this. Let me play for you what he said.
If Director Comey in any way thought that he was being intimidated or the president was trying to interfere with an investigation, I believe that Director Comey had an obligation to report it to the Justice Department, to tell those around him, because that could be considered a crime. And as director of the FBI, he had an obligation to make that known.
So making a turn that the crime was not committed potentially by someone in the White House or even the president himself, but by the FBI director. What do you make of that?
First of all, that's just nonsense. The first issue is, did the president commit a crime, and did the president do something wrong? And if the FBI director did something wrong, that doesn't wipe out or erase what the president does. We have to deal with the presidential misconduct. It's not, you said before, the president is different from us. The president is under the law just as you are and just as I am. We don't have a dual system of justice in this country. The minute we're on the way to a dictatorship. So the president has to be held accountable here. The second thing is, if Comey was in a tough spot. First of all, he recorded what happened. Should he have reported it? Who was he going to report it to? We know that Sessions himself was tainted. He had to recuse himself from anything to do with the Russia investigation. The Republicans in the House and the Senate, who control the committees, are not exactly receptive to doing anything about the president. So I think there could be some justification for what Comey was doing. He had a serious intelligence investigation, counterintelligence investigation. Was there collusion with the Russian government? Are they still pressuring White House officials, including the President of the United States? He needed to keep the integrity of that investigation going. That's the most important thing. He felt, maybe improperly, that he could preserve the integrity of the investigation. But that's what I believe his motives were.
Is that how you see it, Michael?
You also have to understand that the Deputy Attorney General had been fired, and there was an acting Deputy Attorney General, and a new Deputy Attorney General had not yet been appointed and sworn in. So I agree that who you report this to is a little muddled here. And the Washington Post, at least, had reported that he did provide the memo to people within the Justice Department. So I assume those would be high-ranking people. And that brings up another question, is that this Justice Department is so tainted, they must appoint, at this point, a special counsel, so we're sure that